What's going on YouTube? Sanity here with another solo leveling Arise video. Now today I just logged in and looked at the events tab and boom, all the New Year events have just came out. Happy New Year guys, 2025. I'm looking forward to it. Now before we get into the video, I just want to let you guys know that Season 6 of the Netmarble Creator Program is ongoing. So if you want to support your boy, make sure to click the link in the description. Anyway, enough of the chit chat yapping. Look, boom, look at this event right here. Mission Challenge. So basically what you gotta do is kind of like the royalty event where you do missions right here. Basically, you just gotta do all of your dailies and you accumulate rewards. Now remember, this lasts until the 27th of March if I remember correctly. So you basically almost have 4 months to get all these rewards. So make sure to log in every day and do all these tasks. Now here is the big rewards right here. Boom, New Year celebration SSR Hunter selection ticket. Yes, that's right, you can pick any of these SSR units for free, as well as the weapon, but we'll get to that later, right? Now I'm gonna give my own thoughts and opinions on which are the best hunters to pick from this list. So let's go over the list. My first pick would be honestly Gogan He. Gogan He is one of the best breakers in game, slightly behind Harper, but that's fine because he's also very tanky. Not only does he break his opponents very quickly, he also dishes out a lot of damage for being a breaker. Not to mention that he also has his weapon right here. It gives 12% light damage increase for 15 seconds, and this applies to the whole team. So any light damage unit or attack, the enemy that gets hit by Gogan He will receive 12% extra light damage. That's insane. And because Gogan He is going to be constantly hitting the enemy, this buff will never go away, so it's free 12% for the whole fight. So that's why he's very meta for POD and Guild Boss. I mean, like, his kit as well is amazing. What I would recommend if you're free to play, A3 is his minimum, because that's when his ultimate does the almighty break. You heard that right? An ultimate doing almighty break. That's insane. Not to mention it buffs his ruler's aura. Look at this. Increase users defense by 50% and gains a shield equal to 20%. Not to mention another one, users damage taken decreases by 20%. He just gets so much shield. So 33k, I have 33k defense for Gogan He, so another 50%, that's like what, 16k extra defense plus shield plus damage resistance. That's crazy good for a unit of his caliber. That's why I gotta say, for this, pick Gogan He. And for the weapon selector, if you don't have his weapon at A5, go for his weapon. It's as easy as that. Now for the second pick, it's kind of tough because I would pick Cha Hae-in. She's still very useful for POD as well as Guild Boss because of her debuff. Boom, right here, the branded debuff. The hit target's critical hit rate and crit hit damage taken increases by 12%. So yeah, that's a really good debuff, especially for POD and Guild Boss. That's why she's still meta in a lot of Guild Boss teams, because of this branded attack alone. Now she does a hell of a lot of damage as well at A5. Crit hit rate of Light End, which is basically her ultimate. It just increases so much. You basically have almost 100% chance of getting a critical hit on the ult. Now here's where the real problem kinda arises. Oh, get it? So 11 arises. Heal. All the other units, aside from the 2 light units over here, they are not really needed. I don't mean in terms of they're bad, it's just that they are not as meta defining as Gul'dan He and Chah'e. Like Choi over here, my boy, please let him crit Netmarble. Bro deserves to be doing critical hit damage. He's literally called Ultimate Hunter and he doesn't crit. Hello? Choi, I've recently just got him to A5 and his weapon to A5 as well, level 100, but I only use him for POD and Guild Boss. That's the only place where I use him and where most people use him, because he cannot deal crit damage. So crit hit rate and crit damage, you can just literally leave it at 0%. It doesn't matter for Choi. But he is a very good support. That I would say that, because he does give defense decrease. Right here, boom. When attacking targets inflicted with the burn effect, the target's defense decreases by 20% at A5. 20% defense decrease basically almost every time. That's huge. That's huge for Guild Boss. That's why Choi is a must for Guild Boss in my opinion. And the same thing goes with Libora. She's on the list. Let me check. Yeah, Libora. Libora here, she's a okay DPS, but the main thing about her is, again, she gives buffs and debuffs. Look at her weapon. I am working on getting her weapon to A5, but at A1, the charm effect. The strengthening charm have both the damage taken from critical hits and their chance of receiving critical hit damage increased by 4% for 10 seconds. That might not seem a lot, but still, it's free damage just by having her on team. Not to mention, she does have her charm, which is right here. The target damage taken increased by 15% for 15 seconds. That's why, like Choi, she's essential for Guild Boss and POD runs if you wanna get good scores. But again, she's not meta defining in other types of content besides those two. So yeah, those 4 are really the only ones I would recommend to select from this list, and their weapon, of course, their respective weapons. Minimum you want to get him to A1. That's I mean, min A1 is all you're gonna need, unless you know you want to push him further, because at A1 Min does give this amazing buff. Critical hit rates and critical hit damage increased by 12% to everybody on the team. That's huge. At A5 he does do this Heavenly Blessing, which increases ultimate skill damage by 50%, but it only applies to the team member with the highest power, which is still good, don't get me wrong, but like, again, people are starting to move towards Akari to buff the light team instead of Min. So yeah, so let me just summarize on what I would recommend you guys to pick from this list. Number 1 would be Gul'dan He. Number 2 would be Chah'e. Number 3 would be Choi. Let my boy crit, please. Number 4 would be Libora. And if you don't want to pick any of those 4, Min. Alright, that's it. The rest you don't really have to worry about. And for their weapons, make sure to pick their respective weapons to give them the proper buffs. Now, thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope you guys make the correct choice based on my opinions. Again, these are my opinions, you don't have to follow them. It's just my recommendations after playing this game for like what, 5 months, almost 6. So yeah, I'll catch you all next time. Alright, peace.